Hi, this is Sue Ellen Alexander,
and Jennifer Moore.
and we are doing a presentation on chapters 3 through 6 about
Inductive learning models.
the first model is the inductive thinking model.
There are 4 phases. First one is identifying and enumerating the data that are relevant to the topic or a problem. Number 2, grouping these items into categories whose members have common attributes.
Phase 3 is interpreting the data and developing labels for the categories so they can be manipulated symbolically. Phase 4 is converting the categories into skills or hypotheses.
During phase 1, data needs to be examined closely and studied very carefully. Do not rush this phase. Many teachers tend to rush this phase, which is almost always a mistake.
Phase 2, data needs to be classified several times. Don't limit yourself to one classification characteristic.
Phase 3, reclassify, refine, or collapse categories. Experiment with 2- and 3-way schemes. Alternate classifications may emerge.
In phase 4, there is continuous manipulation of categories will result in useful skills. This requires learning how to produce something that fits the category.
Application. It develops thinking capacity, can be used with all students, can be used in all subjects, and used regularly. The strategy builds concept attainment and allows for differing perspectives for viewing information.
Tips for teaching inductively. Tip 1, practice, practice, practice. 2, study how the kids think. 3, inform students that we are teaching them how to learn. 4, allow the inductive process to bring kids into the exploration of a domain. 5, use in all curriculum areas. 6, make sure the data set has the attributes present, both for concept formation and concept attainment.
7, yes, kids can create or attain multiple attribute categories. Number 8, consider sets where they can discover subcategories. And 9, figure out the higher order objective at the beginning.
Instructional and nurturant effects. Designed to instruct students in concept formation. At the same time, it etches concepts and applications. Nurtures attention to logic, language, the meaning of words, and attention to the nature of knowledge.
Here's a chart showing the information we just presented. Coming up next, a video showing this model being used.
Make a big list of all the things that you think of when I say the word water. When I say water, what do you think of? Who has an idea? Mackenzie? Dissolving. Dissolving. We just talked about that one. That's a good one. What else do we think of? We need to make a very big list. So it can be anything that you think of. Grace. Drinks. We drink water, don't we? What else, Madeline? Investigating water. Investigating water. What else do we think? Ashton? Sand. It's over there. But when I look at that list, I say, some of those things look like maybe they belong together. Like a squid. What else would belong in a group from this list that we said with a squid and a shark, Ashton? Fish. So if we did a squid and a shark, what else did you say, Ashton? Float and sink. Who has a different idea of what could fit in that group? Audrey? Four important things like Grace? Fish. Is fish up here? No. Let's see. Dissolving drinks, investigating sand, drops, pour things into things live in, floating. Audrey? Pouring water, pour things into water, okay? Drinking water. And bubbles here too? Yeah. Okay. And bubbles, okay. All right. Have we covered it? Is there anything else we should make? What do we think? Give me a thumbs up if you think we're done. Give me a thumbs down if you think there's another group we can make. There's more to kill. Do you have an idea? Okay, let's do this. Let's go through and see if we can add some of the things that we've left off into a group. Or maybe it doesn't fit in any group. So would dissolving fit with any of these things? Ashton? Up here? You guys want to put dissolving up here? Yeah. Okay. Let's go through and can we maybe give each group a name for what it is? So what would this group be? Squid, sharks, hermit crabs, sand, and drinks. What do all those things, what could the title for that group be? Audrey? It can be all animals. Is sand an animal? No, so we can't do that, but what could we do, Ashton? All ocean. Ocean. Would that work? Yeah. Squid, shark, hermit crab, sand, drinks, because we said the animals drink. Could this one, can we call it ocean? Yeah. Okay, I like that. So this is the ocean. We already have it. It's an ocean. Is it? Oh, it is up there. See, could drinks go anywhere else? Would it fit in a different place too? Audrey? It would fit over here. Do we drink water? Yeah, that's the thing we do, right? So drinks gets to be in the ocean and it gets to be down here. Hey, Madeline? Because we make water drops, right? Okay. Anywhere else that we want to put it? Ashton? Ocean. Ocean is, are there water drops in the ocean? Yeah. Did we kind of play with this segment? Yes, we always play with like this. Would it also fit in investigating? Yes. Did we investigate water drops? Yes. Yeah. It fits in wow, drops fits in every water drop. That's an interesting one. Okay. Well, I have a question for you actually. If we were to start over, so if we erase all of this part and we just had our list, is there a different group that we could have created? Yes. Raise your hand if you can think of a different group that I could do. I have a different group. I could do a group that's only animals. I could say shark, squid, hermit crab. Animals. That could be a group. Does anybody else have a different group that we didn't say? So in the ocean, we have some animals, right? We have a squid, a shark, and a hermit crab. So I'm going to make this a group within a group, and I'm going to call it animals. It's still a part of the ocean, but it's kind of a group that's in the ocean. Are there any other groups within the groups that we have? Audrey? Float and drowning. And what could we call that group? The float. The sink and well, it was like that sink and float lesson we did, right? So Ashton thought of back when he said, I think that investigating should be like a title for it. If we were to think of a way to summarize everything that we put up here, like one sentence or maybe even one word, what word could we use to talk about all this stuff that we put up here? Water. Raise their hand. Grace? They all have water. So could we say involve water? Involve water. Okay, that's a great summary. Who else has a different idea? For something that we could kind of summarize. I'm going to put Ashton's idea up because I thought it was a good one. They all involve water. Ashton said investigating. Ashton, what did you say investigating?
The next model is the concept attainment model.
There are 3 phases to this model. 1. Presentation of data and identification of concept. 2. Testing attainment of the concept. And 3. Analysis of thinking strategies.
In Phase 1, teacher presents labeled examples. Students compare attributes and positive and negative examples. Students generate and test hypotheses. Students state a definition according to the essential attributes.
In Phase 2, students identify additional unlabeled examples as yes or no. The teacher confirms hypotheses, names concepts, and restates the definitions according to essential attributes, and the students generate examples.
In Phase 3, students describe thoughts. Students discuss role of hypotheses and attributes. Students discuss type and number of hypotheses.
Application. It can be used for all ages and grade levels. Can be used to introduce extended inquiries and supplement ongoing studies. When a subject is controversial, the teacher can present several interpretations which the students can debate. Can be used as an evaluation tool to determine mastery of previous concepts. It quickly reveals depth of students' understanding.
Instructional and nurturant effects. Can accomplish several instructional goals. Designed for instruction on specific concepts and on the nature of concepts. Provides practice in inductive reasoning. Provides opportunity for altering and improving students' concept building strategies. Nurture an awareness of alternate perspectives, a sensitivity to logical reasoning and communication, and a tolerance of ambiguity.
Here is a chart showing the previous information. Coming up next, a video showing this model being used.
All right, class, we're continuing our unit on cardiovascular fitness, and right now I'm thinking of a concept, and running a marathon supports that concept, but bench press max does not. What makes this an example, and what makes that a non-example? Can you give me any ideas?
It's a running activity,
It's a running activity?
and it's also a paced activity as well.
Okay. Running and pace. All right. Now, the Tour de France also supports the concept I'm thinking of. Does this change anything up here, or do you want to add anything?
Oh, well, I want to add something. Is it an outdoor activity? Because it's outdoor.
All right, outdoor.
That is more long distance.
It's long distance. All right. Do I want to take anything off?
We can actually take running off because you would bike in Tour de France.
All right, very cool. Now, the American Cup does not support the concept. Do we want to add or take off any of these ideas?
I want to add something. Is it just activities that are legs only?
All right, legs only.
Or you're only using your legs for the activity?
Okay.
And can we take a long distance?
Long distance because, yeah, it's long, but the boat's going the distance, not the person or the people doing it.
We can also take out outdoor.
We take out outdoor as well because that's outdoors and it's also a non-example. Very cool. All right, swimming the 500. It does support the concept I'm thinking of. Just what changes or what gets added on up here?
You can take off legs only because you would need arms and legs for swimming the 500.
Very true.
Is it that swimming's an aerobic activity since it's a full body, especially swimming the 500? It's, a full body exercise that you're doing for an extended period of time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. All right, now team rowing. It does not support the concept I'm thinking of.
Well, can we take pace?
Why would you take pace off?
Because I guess you're not timing yourself.
Well, you would take paced off because it's a non-example, and the people are paced. So that makes sense. This is not an example, and we can take off paste. Very nice. And the concept I was thinking of was aerobic. So good job, guys. You got it.
The next concept is the picture-word inductive model.
To begin with, we need to look at how students become literate. Children learn to listen and speak the languages spoken to them in a most natural way. Inductive thinking is built into our brains. Children classify from birth, sorting out the world. They are natural conceptualizers. Children seek meaning. Interactions with adults and peers is the natural avenue to socialization. Interaction through reading is an important part of socialization as the young reader encounters information and ideas.
Stages of the picture-word inductive model. 1. Introduction of a picture. 2. Individual student sets of word cards are given out. 3. Classification of words. 4. Construction of factual sentences about the picture. 5. Teacher selects one student's sentence and models writing a well-organized paragraph.
Stage 1. The teacher displays a picture, which is usually a photograph that contains familiar things students can describe. Students study the pictures. The students then shake out words. Teacher draws a line from the objects to the words on the outside of the paper. A picture-word dictionary emerges.
In Stage 2, students are given individual sets of word cards. Students check whether they can recognize the word immediately or decode them if necessary. Students use the picture dictionary if they have difficulty.
Stage 3. Students classify the words in terms of phonetic, structural, or content properties. Students share their categories and why they put a particular set of words together.
Stage 4. New words from the sentences may be added to the students' vocabulary banks. Categorization activity can be repeated several times.
Stage 5. Teacher selects one of the student's sentences, models writing a paragraph, shares her thinking about how she used the ideas in the sentence, and the students use other categories and generate their own paragraphs.
Instructional and nurturant effects. Teaches students how to build their sight vocabularies. Teaches students how to inquire into word and sentence structures. Helps them generate all types of writing. Creates an understanding of the reading-writing connection. Develops skills in phonetic and structural analysis. Develops interest and capacity to generate expressions through writing. Increases reading of nonfiction, and develops cooperative skills.
Here's a chart showing the previous information. Coming up next, a video showing this model being used.
Think of what you see related to force and motion. Go slowly so everyone can see. Everyone just look at it closely. Go very slowly. You did an excellent job.
I think was one of the smartest people who lived. When an apple fell on his head, he thought why could it have fallen up? So he started falling down.
So if it's up, it has to.
Well then, wakes up the video.
Just name it something you see in this picture, a word that has to do with force and motion. Just have one word. So we have pushing, we have air and smoke. What happened when it hit the wall? What's that called?
Crash.
Okay, tell us the rule, because I don't know if they all know the rules.
Well, I know mutual Well, this rule is that the faster that you go, the harder that is.
The next model is the biological science inquiry model.
The benefits of this model it involves students in a genuine problem of inquiry, helps them identify a conceptual or methodological problem, invites them to design ways to overcome the problem. Students see knowledge in the making and are initiated into the community of scholars. They gain a healthy respect for knowledge. They learn both the limitations and dependability of current knowledge.
There are 4 phases. Phase 1, pose area of investigation to the students. Phase 2, students structure the problem. Phase 3, students identify the problem in the investigation. Stage 4, students speculate on ways to clear up the difficulty.
During Phase 1, students are given a subject of investigation. They are provided the methodologies that will be used in the investigation.
In Phase 2, problem is structured so that the student identifies a difficulty in the investigation. This difficulty may be data interpretation, data generation, control experiments, or the making of inferences.
During Phase 3, students are asked to speculate about the problem. This allows the students to identify the difficulty involved in the inquiry.
In Stage 4, students are then asked to consider ways of clearing up the difficulty. They can redesign the experiment, reorganize the data in different ways, and develop constructs.
Instructional and nurturing effects. It is designed to teach the processes of research biology, affects the way students process information, nurtures a commitment to scientific inquiry, nurtures open-mindedness, and nurtures an ability to suspend judgment and balance alternatives, and nurtures a spirit of cooperation and an ability to work with others.
Here you will see a chart showing the information that we just shared. The next model is the inquiry training model.
This model has 5 phases. Phase 1 is confrontation with the problem. 2, data gathering and verification. 3, data gathering experimentation. 4, organizing, formulating, and explanation. 5, analysis of the inquiry process.
Phase 1, the teacher presents the problem situation. The teacher explains the inquiry procedures to the students. The teacher explains the objectives and procedures of the yes-no question.
In Phase 2, the verification process, the students gather information about an event they see or experience.
In Phase 3, students introduce new elements into the situation to see whether these events happen differently. Students' thinking and the types of questions they come up with usually alternate between Phase 2 and 3. Experiments serve 2 functions, exploration and direct testing. During exploration, students change things to see what will happen. not necessarily guided by a theory or hypothesis. Direct testing occurs when students try out a theory or hypothesis.
The function of the teacher during stage 2 and 3, the exploration stage, prevents students from assuming that a variable has been disproven when it has not. Broaden the student's inquiry by expanding the information they obtain, and be aware of the type of information needed to work to change the questioning pattern.
Phase 4, teacher calls on the students to organize the data and to formulate an explanation. This step is difficult for students. It is hard for them to make the intellectual leap between comprehending the information they gathered and constructing a clear explanation of it. They give inadequate explanations, they omit essentials. Often there are several theories or explanations that are possible based on the data.
Phase 5, students analyze their patterns of inquiry. They determine which questions were most effective. They determine which lines of questioning were productive and those that were not. They determine which information they needed and did not obtain. This stage is essential if teachers are to make the inquiry process a conscious one and systematically improve it.
Instructional and nurturant effects. Promote strategies of inquiry and the values and attitudes that are essential. These include process skills, active autonomous learning, verbal expressiveness, tolerance of persistence, logical thinking, and the attitude that all knowledge is tentative.
Here's a chart showing the information we just presented. Coming up next, a video showing this model being used.
Inquiry-based learning has made our students more responsible in their learning. Instead of waiting for the teachers to give them answers, they investigate problems and they contribute their ideas. And from there, they do research on their own ideas or whether their ideas are relevant to the scientific ideas, as in the theories. And that's when they will realize that scientific theories can be applied to their daily lives.
I learned about plants and how they help us. Like, for example, the aloe vera can also help to heal cuts and be made into medicines. We went to the butterfly enclosure to learn about the butterfly life cycle. I saw a lot of creepy caterpillars, and also I saw a lot of colorful butterflies. I don't get to see them every day. I have learned about heat transfer from the experiment of the hot Milo earlier. We learned about that metal is a good conductor of heat, and ceramic materials are a poor conductor of heat.
ICT basically provides them different platforms in gathering data, doing their research. It exposes them to the various modes of gathering information and analyzing them.
I like science because I can explore the world, and when I grow up, I want to be a scientist.
Here are the resources we used for our presentation. The follow-up activity. Choose one of the models we presented today. Share how you would use this model with a lesson you are planning or one of your previous lessons. We hope you've enjoyed our presentation and we look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thanks and have a great day.